What are we up to now? Is this the 8th or ninth vlog at this point? I'm actually starting to get the hang of this, I guess. Do I have anything interesting to say about today? Not really. Not anything particularly notable happened today. We got a little bit of rain, which of course soaks into the snow and makes it super heavy, so we're kind of worried about the roof. The roof of the patio and the roof over the cat room aren't sloped sufficiently for the snow to slide off, so we need to find a way of getting the snow off the roof somehow. Ow, that really hurt my wrist. So we're looking into some local options for getting the snow off the roof. My shoulder is feeling a lot better from yesterday's incident. My wrist is still a little bit angry here. So I should get back into videos fairly soon, or videos on the tech channel fairly soon. I'm just waiting for my wrist to start feeling a little better, and then I can start hitting the ground running on these projects that I want to do, like the neon stress test, which I think I'm going to use these little circuit boards here to build a little rig. I was having a discussion with somebody who frequently comments on my channel, Nautical. You'll probably see his comments on this video, because he showed me a picture of one of these running on DC current, and I was kind of fascinated because I thought these only ran on AC current, which then, after further reflection, I realized that that was stupid of me to think, because sure, these will run on DC. But that spawned into a discussion of, will they wear down faster from DC current due to spattering, which is where the material, the emissive material, the electron emissive material on the electrodes in here gets thrown off and will land on the inside of the glass bulb. That's why older neon bulbs that have been maybe driven a little too hard, you'll see sort of a silvery black sheen on the inside of the bulb. That's because the sputtering, not spattering, sputtering, is the emissive material being thrown off of the electrode. So basically, what we were going to do is run concurrent experiments. I'm going to run an experiment of my own on mains voltage here in North America, which is about 117 volts. And he's going to do an experiment out in the UK on their 240 volts. And basically, my setup is going to be, I'm going to have the mains coming in, and then I'm going to just have a current limiting resistor and a neon. So it'll just be straight on the mains voltage. And then I'm going to have a bridge rectifier with two neons that are going to be mounted backwards. One will be mounted, because I saw that these neon bulbs have a little black dot on them. I'm not too sure what that's about, but I'm going to mount one with DC current going into the black dot and one with DC current going into the not black dot. And then I'm going to have one more, which is going to be a bridge rectifier with a filter cap. So it's gonna I'll link the video here where I talk about rectifiers, but just if you run AC current through a bridge rectifier, you're gonna have a bumpy waveform like this, and then you run it through a capacitor, and then you get a fairly smooth DC current. So I'll also put a big filter cap in line with them, so that I'll have just pure AC in one, modulated DC, and then filtered DC. So it'll be interesting to see what those will be like, and once I've built the rig, I'll safety-eyes it by putting it in a project box or something and mount it on the wall and take pictures of it occasionally, so I can sort of track the deterioration, if any, of the neon bulbs. Now that's going to be a project that's going to last probably a year or more, because neon bulbs, even if you're running them hard, have a fairly long life cycle. So I'm probably going to run these harder than I should, just to sort of accelerate the natural breakdown. But I'm going to want to make sure, of course, to have, my control and the experimental stuff. And on the subject of experimental things, I was just sitting pondering this kit. Hey look, another chance for a card. I'll build the kit right there. It's an arc lighter kit, and I've built a couple of different arc lighter kits on the channel. This one, most notably, I had one that I purchased without the PCB or a switch, so I had to sort of experiment with getting it set up on a piece of proto board and stuff, and it worked for about 2 minutes and then failed. So something was wrong with that, although I think the flyback transformer is still fine, so maybe I can experiment with that. But then I got this one, which had a PCB and a switch and a heatsink and all the other things, and this one actually works quite well. And then I also ordered in a bunch of these ones, which I think I have... Oh, my shoulder. Where is that? I was pretty sure I had it reasonably close to hand, although my desk here is an unmitigated disaster. So, well, anyway, you'll see it in the video where I build this. But it's actually a very nicely designed little arc lighter with a switch on it, and you can power it off of just a standard 18650 battery. These guys here that are in power banks. But I wanted to play around a little bit with this by increasing the value of the resistor going to the base of the transistor here, which is just a standard TIP31. Increase the value of the resistor going to the base, and then pump the voltage really high and see what happens. Because I've got an extra one of these kits, so I bought one that I could abuse, one that I could experiment with trying to turn into a Jacob's ladder, which doesn't work, and then one that I have apparently decided that I will be destroying, probably. But it'll be interesting to see the results of that experiment, so that'll be something to look forward on the channel coming up. Yeah, I can't really think of any other subjects to talk about, so I'll just wrap up at the 10-minute point, which is normally my goal. So anyway, thanks for listening to me blather on another day. We're on day 9 now, and I'm gonna stop keeping track. I'll keep up with the titling scheme. I'm having fun with the 9th blog, or some title that I think might possibly maybe be witty. So yeah, that's pretty much all I've got for you guys today. So if you haven't already, consider clicking here to subscribe. And you know what? I'm just gonna leave it a subscribe button, because the interesting video thing isn't gonna work well on this channel just yet. So yeah, subscribe. Bye-bye.